Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and today we're going to do another fun painting. So let's get started. We'll start off today with a palette knife and a nice mix of yellow and white. And okay, we're going to come up here and paint in the sky. So as you can see, we're doing a palette knife only painting today. We're going to just use a palette knife, no brush at all. So all of your colors and all of your blending and smoothing is all done right here using this big, rough textured tool. And this is going to be just so exciting. I love these. I don't do very many of them, but I really find that they loosen me up a little, and also it's great for learning because you can't rely on the bristles to do the jobs for you. You can't just tap in a tree and it looks like a tree. You've got to work with the paint now, and you've got to create the little details, and it's very exciting. What a great learning experience. So now I'm just putting in a sunset. We'll work real hard at blending this with all the colors I put around it. Now I have a couple shades of gray right here on the palette. One's a little darker and one's a little lighter. Let's start with my lighter shade, and I'm gonna put it right here. Both of these grays were made out of red, blue, which make purple. Then I added some yellow to make it gray. Not too much yellow, or it gets muddy, but just a bit. And a little more to the red side, so it's a bit of a warm gray. Because if it's a cool gray, then you might get green up here. It's going to be a lot of mixing today, since we are using the knife. Now normally we like to limit the amount of paint on the canvas, but today we're not able to do that so much. So if you get an area that you just can't paint over, simply scrape it off and paint over it then. There. Bring a couple of clouds in like this. There. And then this darker gray we made, just put that at the top. You can make more clouds with it like that. And then go back to your lighter gray. See that? Just make it look like little clouds. Pretty easy. Just use the colors. There. Now, as you can see, I have a quick basic sketch on the canvas. And I'm going to use the knife here to just block in this mountain. I'm going to use quite a bit of paint here, but I'm going to scrape it into the canvas. And you'll notice, see how I can lift some of it up? That's because there's paint underneath. So if you want to just come right along here and lift away all of the paint, watch this. You can paint right over it, and it sticks better. Mush it into the canvas there. That works. There. Maybe add a little bit of light. I don't want it so solid. In fact, I don't want it at all solid. But I do want some texture here. Well, we are painting with the knife. We don't have much option. We're going to get texture. I just want all the texture to be working with me instead of looking funny. So don't worry about it too much, but just keep in mind that the textures do show up, and you gotta at least make the textures go with the shape of the mountain, or with cracks and bumps that you want in the mountain. That makes it look more realistic. There, a lot of fun. Really press hard into the canvas and bend the knife. This is the way you can blend and get actually pretty smooth color transitions. There. Now with a nice soft light gray color, let's go ahead and detail out this mountain. Maybe the first thing we want to do on the mountain is drop in some snow. And I'm going to do this just by rubbing this gray color in on the shadow side. Obviously this can't be on the highlight side because the sun is set, maybe it's already set right down here. So there still will be some light out on the mountain, but on the shadow side, just this gray color. Not too much, just a bit here and there. I don't want to overdo it. There. And again, if you have any trouble, just simply scrape away the paint, and then you should be able to make this stick pretty easily. See, it's kind of getting a little muddy right there. But that's okay sometimes, to let it blend with the color underneath. Now I quickly just ran a couple lines up and down right here to indicate some trees. So now I'll load up my knife with a nice soft brown color. really brown with a touch of green in it. And we are going to paint in some beautiful, beautiful evergreens with the knife. And you can do this. You see, on this particular knife, you've got a few options. You're not just stuck, you see this big old blade here? You're not stuck with just that. Because you can use the point of the knife, like I use a lot. You can use, let me wipe it so you can see. You can use that small edge, and you can use the big edge. So you really do have some options. So drop these trees right in. You may want to change and pull this way and sort of build up the center. That's okay. You don't have to follow a set of rules when you do this. There. There, looks like a little bit of built-in highlight if you just leave a little bit of the kind of scrape through and you can see some background. It kind of starts you highlighting without really doing too much. And as you can see, I threw a quick background in just so we'd have something to fill in. Just fills that little blank area in. We'll have some more grass in front. How about right here? Maybe we want to make this into one tree. Maybe it's not two trees. Well, you could do either one. We'll see. Let me put one in and we'll make the decision on the other one. There. You can go as detailed or as loose as you want with these trees. If you use that point of the knife, you can really tighten up and whew, really tighten up. And get some great detail. Nice and dark in the middle. Remember all the regular painting rules, you know, light and dark and contrast and colors and all that. Now with some yellow, green, and maybe a little bit of red. Let's go ahead and just smush in a lot of paint. These are going to have shadows underneath them, but I'm just blocking in this color for now. I'm not too worried about the shadows at this point. And I did a quick sketch here of some rocks and land. That's where we're going to stop, right there. There. We'll add the shadows in later. Just throwing some paint down. Got to have something to work with here. There. Now with the knife in a nice deep brown color, I'm going to drop in a few close-up evergreens. These trees are quite a bit closer to the foreground than the other ones. They're going to, well, they're probably going to come down to about here, and this is going to be deep shadow over here. So that kind of gives you a basic idea of where we're going. You can really just put this in quickly. There. On these trees, make sure you get them not too hard. A little bit of a soft edge here and there. There. I really like working with the tip of the knife. It just gives me some amazing effects. There. Right out. Make sure you don't get them all similar or the same. Keep it very loose and random, just like you would with a brush. You control where this paint goes. It's really not all that difficult. Pretty similar. Painting is painting. There. It's a lot of fun though. It's a great way to loosen up, learn about colors and values and how the paint works on the canvas. Now we'll load up our knife with a little bit of yellow and white, and watch this. We're going to go ahead and paint in some beautiful, beautiful water. And maybe for the most part this water is not yellow, although the sky is yellow, because we got so much land in front of it. So we're going to reflect that land down here. The land is very steep and tall, and then that water's right there. So I just don't think it's going to get too much reflection of the sky. But we do want just a bit, so do stick a little bit of that yellow in there. All right. Work these colors together just by mushing them in really tough with a knife. You can blend colors. It just takes a little longer. There. See that? And don't worry about going across so much. Mostly just pull down. You can go across a little bit, but not too much. There. That gives you a pretty good water effect. And over here, of course, it gets darker. Now we can go ahead and drop on some beautiful, beautiful highlight areas here to these trees. I'm going to do several colors today. Don't want to do just one or two because that wouldn't look as good. So we want to do several. There we go. Don't press too hard or it'll all just mix together. Be very careful. Not too bright, because the brightest area is here in the center and then it gets darker out here. There. A lot of beautiful texture. Now with a nice light color, let's go ahead and just, well, let's drop a little highlight out on here. It's not going to take too much because really just, we want them very rough, nice and jagged areas. So don't smooth it together too much. Now if you get too much paint on the canvas, you're not going to get any texture. So if that happens to you, simply wipe. Simply scrape all of the texture off with a knife. In fact, I did that here. I scraped it down to where I can kind of see the canvas. This way I can press very firmly and I still get texture. There. Pretty fun. Just takes a little bit, not too much. Not too much at all. And some areas can be smooth. It is a rock. So we don't need everywhere the same. It's all different. All right, well, I think we're done. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Don't forget to check out my website, my DVDs, and also my brush line. And thanks for watching.